Maximizing with equality constraints. Most questions in microeconomics involve maximizing or minimizing an objective function subject to one or more constraints. For example, consumers maximize their well being subject to a budget constraint. A firm chooses the cost minimizing bundle of inputs subject to a feasibility constraint that summarizes which combinations of inputs can produce a given amount of output. There are two commonly used approaches to solving problems with equality constraints mathematically: the substitution method and Lagrange method. To illustrate these two approaches, we consider the problem of maximizing the function g of x sub 1 and x sub 2, subject to the constraint that h of x sub 1 and x sub 2 equals z, where z is an exogenous parameter. We write the constraint in implicit function form as z minus h of x sub 1 and x sub 2 equals 0. This constrained maximization problem is written max x sub 1, x sub 2 of g of x sub 1 and x sub 2, subject to z minus h of x sub 1 and x sub 2 equals 0. Equation capital A dot 8. Conceptually, we need to find the set of all those x sub 1 and x sub 2 that satisfy the constraint z minus h of x sub 1 and x sub 2 equals 0. And from only this set, we need to choose those values of x sub 1 and x sub 2 that maximize g of x sub 1 and x sub 2.